Yeah. Hi, Tony. So far, we have you and Ashley joining the meeting, and
Hi,
Juan
Autumn.
is about to join.
Hi, Autumn. Nice to see you.
Hi, nice to see you. Hi, Ashley.
Hi, Ashley.
Hi, Autumn. Hi, Tony. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Ashley, am I going to have to make a motion to close the account of 203 Main Street?
Give me 1 second. Let me pull up the agenda.
That's not on there.
So we just got an email from Keith Leibold saying the Zoom link isn't working. Autumn, can you send him?
Yes, I'll send it to him right now.
Thank you. Is that for an application that's been
Let's
over?
close your request. It's on here. No, it's on
Yeah,
here.
so that's what you would do. As long as, everything that's outstanding has been paid, you would
Okay.
do a motion.
Well, we're yeah, right.
I've never seen this problem before.
What is it?
Allow Zoom to open system preferences. We don't want the calendar. We don't want Bill to phone.
Zoom.
We were just in.
Register today? No, that's not.
I already registered. I was in,
Mhm.
except for the.
So go back, hit the back arrow.
Oh, no way.
Why do they want you to unmute?
Tony, sorry about that. I inadvertently hit your mute button. If you can.
Yeah, that's
unmute
okay.
your screen. Sorry about that.
It's all right. So Noah's in the waiting room.
On the
She can't
way.
get in.
She's coming.
Okay.
We've got Stana from the village board as well. And
Sean is trying to get in, and so is Cody. There's Noah.
Hello. Can you
Hello.
hear me okay? Hi.
We can
No.
hear you loud and clear.
Wonderful.
Okay, AJ Coppola, we got an architect on here. Sean can't get in, and either can Cody right now. So I think Autumn is working on that.
All right. Very good. Are you home?
I am. I rushed off the golf course to make this meeting. So I only could play 8 holes, and then I had to make sure I was back here in time. So, but it was a nice day to walk, and it's a nice day to get some exercise. No
Yeah.
doubt about it.
Yeah, sadly, I was mostly tied to my desk, but okay.
I look forward to seeing you at 5:30 in the morning at Stewart Shop. About another month and a half.
Yeah, exactly. Me too.
All right, Cody is asking if you can hear me, Autumn. Please send me the link. Mine doesn't seem to be working. So Autumn, if you can hear me, that's Cody texting me. Will we be back live next month, Ashley? What do you think? Is it May or June?
So that is up to the village.
What's the word around the campfire?
The word around the campfire is we have reserved the reading room in the front of the Elting Memorial Library for in-person meetings for the zoning board, the planning board, and the village board, starting with the next planning board meeting.
Okay.
Mr. Leibel is connected.
Okay. Seems like we got everybody but the 2 board members.
Well, I just copied the link from the web page, which is how I got in, and I put it into the chat here that we have.
Yeah, we need at least one more just to start with some of the business to get done.
Autumn, also, I sent requests for being added to the minutes from the last 2 meetings. I couldn't open either of those documents.
Yeah, I see it's on the agenda. Return to the live meeting. I didn't even read that part. Okay.
But then we got an announcement that we could keep being on Zoom through June if we wanted to, right, Ashley? Did you see that?
Sure. So what happened is the legislator, as part of the budget, they adopted, and now it was signed by the governor, a new bill that is changing the whole process for how virtual meetings work, and it's making it, there's going to need to be a local law in order to do that. It's going to only allow board members to attend virtually for extraordinary circumstances. So it's really limiting and changing it, but it is, there's a 60-day period where you could continue the status quo if that's
Our intention.
meetings without the without the local law. So
Okay, it looks like Cody's on.
And Sean too, I think.
Yeah, Sean too. So with that, just like for Cody, just click your headset, squawk it twice if you can hear me. Okay, so no, I think we lost Cody.
I'm
There.
here.
Hi, Cody. All right, and
Sorry
Sean,
about that. The link wasn't working for me.
that's okay. All right, so looks like we've got everybody here. So welcome everybody to the Village of New Paltz Zoning Board of Appeals. This is our meeting of April 22nd in 2022. We've got an agenda tonight. This will not be the order we'll go in, but we have an agenda of we have an action or interpretation. No, that's going to be real quick. Ashley, the public hearing is adjourned until May 10th. Do I need to make a motion for that?
yes, you will need to make a motion, and just in case anyone in the public is in attendance or
Yeah.
watching in, that the public hearing is going to be adjourned for the ZB 2201.
Right. Okay.
That was at
so
the
that's-
applicant's request, and the village has agreed as well. So a motion to adjourn to May, I believe it's the 10th
It's May 10th. Okay, so we've got that
at
on
7
the
PM.
agenda. All right, we've got an application review for
Did you want to do that motion now, or?
No, I'll read the agenda first, then we'll go through it. I will get that out of the way first, but let me just announce the agenda. 16 Prospect Street, we're gonna have I believe we'll have to make a motion there to adopt Ashley's draft of resolution. Then we will get into, we have an application review for 52-54 South Manheim. And we have some administrative business that we'll need to look into as well. So let's get started. We'll start with the 123 Main Street. Before I even do that, guys, I wasn't here the last meeting. So Cody, Sean, and Noah, how are we on what you heard on the last meeting? Everything is pretty good. Just a thumbs up. I don't think we really can discuss it without him here, or not going to anyway.
Yeah, I think you should just wait until the
Yeah,
following.
we'll wait.
meeting
I
to
just wanted to
discuss
make
this,
sure that,
And then the public hearing was kept open, is my understanding, and at the next meeting, when you make your motion to adjourn to May 10th, the next meeting you will hear from the appellant and also from the village as well.
So can I get a motion then to adjourn the public hearing until May 10th for ZB 22-01, 123 Main Street? Noah moved, second.
Can you please, if you're
Second.
making the motion or seconding, if you could take yourself off mute and just,
Sorry. I said I'll make a motion. Sorry about that.
Cody,
Seconded.
second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so that is out of the way. Let's get the 16 Prospect. And I believe you guys debated, and I did watch the meeting, so it looked like it was so basically, this looks like it's in the affirmative, but we'll do a vote. Can I get a motion to adopt the written resolution of decision?
just before you jump into that, I just want to make sure everyone received the decision and read it and no one had any changes or anything like that.
I just noted the one thing that I sent you, Ashley, which was just my name, not anything substantive.
Yes, and I do apologize for that, so it'll be
I
clarified.
apologize. It came out about 15 minutes ago, guys, with an email. Did everybody have a chance to look at it?
Yes.
Any
Yep.
questions to Ashley on that?
No.
Okay, so with that said, can I get a motion to adopt the written resolution for the decision for application ZB 22-02, 16 Prospect Street?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, who will second that?
Second.
All right, Cody, Autumn, let's do a roll call vote, just so we have it on record. Autumn? You're on mute, hon.
Hi there.
Okay.
Sorry, space bar wasn't working.
Okay.
Same here, everybody. A roll call vote. We start with the chair.
No, do the chair last.
Do the chair last. Noah Simons,
Yes.
Sean O'Sullivan,
Yes.
Cody Clausen,
Yes.
and we have Chair Tony Saraceno.
Yeah, although I wasn't here last meeting, I was here for most of the discussion around it, and I feel competent enough to add a vote. I will vote yes as well. So,
Thank you.
thank you. So that will then have an approval of Ashley's draft and approval for a variance for ZB 22-02, 16 Prospect. Okay. Before we get to 5254 Manheim, let us just do a couple of quick things real quickly. Is that all right, guys? Just to get some of the administrative stuff out of the way, because this is kind of simple stuff. I'm going to need a motion. We have 203 Main Street has, we need to make sure their account, Autumn, is fully closed, but can I get a motion that if their account is settled, that the remaining balance be returned to the applicants? That's ZB 21-07, 203 Main Street for $220.
I'll make a motion.
Second,
Second.
Cody, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Aye.
All right, Autumn. So as long as 203 Main Street, their bill is totaled properly and checks out, yes, they can have their account closed.
Thank you.
All right. Well, the last two items will wait for the administrative business. We can start with 52-54 South Manheim, but before, I always forget to do this. Ashley, is it all right now if I make a motion to have the planning board be the lead agency for SEQA for 52-54, or you want to wait?
Sure, yes, that would be a motion to consent to the planning board being lead agency for the Manheim Use Project.
Okay, so can I get a motion, please, to make the planning board of New Paltz, Village of New Paltz, the lead agency for the SEQA?
I'll make a motion.
Second,
Second.
Cody, second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right. So Autumn, the New Paltz Village Planning Board will be the lead agency. I'm getting a little feedback here. Sorry about that.
Sorry.
For ZB 22-0 through 03, 52-54 Manheim. Okay,
Noted.
so
Thank you.
that clears that. Now we can get on to the application review for 52-54 South Manheim. Are they here? You're all on mute.
Yes, I'm here. I'm sorry.
Okay, please let us know who you are and what's your relationship to the, if you're the applicant, or what your relationship is to the applicant.
Sure, my name is Keith Leibolt, and I'm the applicant and developer of the project. And with me tonight is AJ Capola, the project architect. Andy Willingham is on vacation somewhere in Joan, California, so he couldn't be with us.
Okay. We have Ellen Rocco and Tom Rocco on. Are you guys here for this as well, or are you here for other business?
Excuse me, we are in trouble understanding what you're saying because we're getting double, triple voice and voice over.
Yeah, we can't hear you. We can't hear you.
And there's no, you can't hear it.
Yeah, no, we can't hear you. I can't hear you. Can you text if it's a simple?
Can you hear us?
No.
No.
I will send it. Oh, they can't.
Yeah, if you can email or text Autumn, if it's a simple response to the relationship here, or if you have a question, I think the best thing to do would be to send a question to Autumn, and she can read it back to us because we can't hear you.
Okay.
I'll say to the other two folks who are here, AJ and Mr. LeBeau, are you here with Ellen and Tom?
Are we with Alan and Tom? No.
Okay, so I don't know what, yeah, okay, guys. So I don't know, Autumn, you're gonna have to let us know what Ellen and Tom are here. Maybe they just want to watch the meeting. I don't know. You need to actually have another link for that. But maybe we should, Autumn, Ashley, should we try to find out what Ellen and Tom are here for?
I mean, if they have something, there's nothing else on the agenda. I mean, they're, of course, welcome to watch, or if they had a comment. You don't typically have public comment at these meetings, and this isn't a public hearing.
No,
but
maybe
you
they were
could-
here for the 123 Main Street public hearing.
And if they were, that meeting was adjourned to the following month. I don't know if you were here at the start of the meeting, Mr. and Mrs. Rocco. That's what occurred with that. The one public hearing that was on tonight was adjourned to the May 10th meeting. So if you were here for the public hearing, it'll be reopened again May 10th, or in the interim, you could send any comments on that you have to Autumn by email.
With that said, we'll let them figure out as far as the communication aspect of it. Let's continue. How about we bring up 52-54 South Manheim? Guys, why don't you give us a little detail and background to your application?
Well, this is a proposed 100% affordable senior housing project. And we've been working with the planning board and the local historic commission for about 8 months. And it was brought up to us in the process that there were a couple of variances that we would need to seek to proceed, and we're referred to this board for those variances. So here we are. One is a height variance for architectural purposes. We've been through a number of designs for this project, and the ultimate design that the planning board settled on for the elevation was not one that was 100% zoning compliant. So we're looking for some relief for architectural purposes on the elevation. The second was a little bit more of a late add. It was, there's a town code that requires 2 full separate entrances for a senior housing development. And we are constrained by the property width in producing those 2 entrances, and believe that by producing one 26-foot wide entry, we've met the intent of the zoning code. And this design is sort of where the planning board has driven us through the design charrettes we've had with them. And so we're here for possible relief of that.
Who's not on mute? I'm getting a radio in the background. Thanks, guys. All right, so real quick, Keith, I have a quick question. Are you saying that this variance for the height is strictly aesthetic, or without this, you can get a certain amount of units in, and with this, you can get more units in? Please confirm or explain that.
No, this is strictly aesthetic, and it's to mitigate the visual impact. And it also is the desire of the planning board to put the equipment up on the roof system. It provides sort of like an elevation buttress that allows us to put equipment from down on the ground up on the roof. And it also relieves the view of the solar facilities that we would like to install. So from the street level, you won't see a large stack of solar arrays on the roof. And we were able then to incorporate the HVAC equipment onto the roof elevation.
How many
What's
units?
the height? How much
Go ahead,
height variations are you looking for?
4
Let me
feet.
just have to- Is it 4 feet? I thought there was a particular,
So it's
it
varied, if I can, I have it
yeah.
here. So the height maximum allowed is 30 feet. So the majority of the building, your application says will have a height of 33 feet, 6 inches.
3.5
And
feet,
4
Sean.
gables will have a height of 37 feet, 5 inches. So most of it is variance for about 4 feet, and then a portion also is a few more feet.
How
So
many
what's
units?
the total? What's the
Oh, go
total
ahead, I'm sorry.
variance?
So it's between 3 feet
And 7.5.
and 4 inches and 7.5 inches. Yes. I'm sorry, 3 feet and 6 inches and 7 inches.
3.5 to 7.5 feet, Sean.
Thanks.
So about my height and another foot. So, quick question to Keith. How many units is this? I know it's on here, but just,
It's
Is it
50
51?
affordable units and 1 unit for the maintenance super.
all right, so it's 51 units, and that's what's been approved in front of the planning board. Am I correct?
Well, it's not been approved yet, but
I
mean,
understand
that's-
that, but
yeah.
based on our
Yeah.
variance, they know it's 51, correct?
Yes. Yeah, so we were before the town board. They approved the concept. So first we fleshed it out with the planning board and the historic preservation committee. We went back and forth. They approved this. We went to the town with an official concept. The trustees approved it, sent it back to planning. At that meeting, they did a sort of a finite code review of all the various codes in the village and came back to us with the need for the height variance and the second entry variance.
So I want to just make sure I understand something very clear, because I happen to understand that obviously this town is in desperate need of housing, affordable housing for people over 55 years old. So basically, though, what you're telling me is, aside from aesthetics, whether or not we grant this variance will have no impact on how many units are already set to be built. Am I correct by
Correct.
saying that? Okay,
Yes.
all right.
If I could just clarify though, too, and I think as the applicant had mentioned that nothing's set to be approved, or there's nothing that's been approved at this point, but that's what the applicant's been pursuing, the application for 51
No, I understand that.
units. It of course will require, in addition to the variances, planning board approval and also approval from the village
Board of
board to have
Trustees.
that density as well.
Correct.
Oh, that's a dense, all right, so this is just the first step then. So there's a density aspect, so
So not,
What-
I guess that wasn't the right word. So the way the code is written, the village board is able to allow a certain, to modify certain of the bulk requirements because of the affordable housing nature of the project. So that's one element that they're pursuing from the village board as well. with
So there's no
respect to
variance
the,
required based on density for affordable housing?
no variance that they're seeking.
Okay,
The two variances are the height and then to have one access instead of two.
all right. So what do you want to put on the roof? Solar panels and what else?
They wanted us, if possible, to move all of the HVAC equipment compressors up to the roof.
Is these the Fujitsu units or is that what these are? These individual separate units? What is it going to look like?
Yeah, it'll be that or in kind to that. So the state is now driving us to total electrification. They want off fossil fuels, and they would like to see some renewable energy as part of whatever package you propose. So we're basically what we're going to do is put the equipment on the roof and use the rest of the space to generate renewable energy.
So how many bedrooms is each one of these units?
They're 1 and 2 bedroom units. The majority is 1 bedroom units. And then we have a couple of 2 bedroom units as well.
And how many of these Fujitsu? I don't know if Fujitsu's the brand, and I'm not here hawking. I'm more trying to
Yeah,
push
it's
it.
air source heat pumps. Yeah,
How many? I'm just trying to. How many units are there total?
51. I'm sorry.
I mean, of
54.
the units, the heating and cooling
Yeah.
units. One for
Probably
each
50.
apartment, no matter what,
There's
even if it's a 2
one
bedroom.
for each apartment, and then there'll be several for the common areas because the common areas are air conditioned.
Okay, so right, so you're looking at 54, 55, and these are about 3 feet by 2 feet, correct?
Correct, which is what
Right.
generated the baseline height, and then the peaks on the reverse gables were added architecture to break the building line up.
Yeah, so it's almost like the gables are for the aesthetic variance, and in one aspect, the 3.5 foot variance is really to accommodate all those units, and that's also somewhat aesthetic because you don't want to put those around the bottom base of the building, right?
That's correct.
Okay. I'll turn it over to Sean, Noah, and Cody if you have any questions.
No questions so far.
Yeah, no, not for me either, not at this time.
Same.
All right, Keith and AJ, is there anything else you want to add? The next step to how this works is you can keep, obviously, I'd love to hear as much about it as possible, but just to give you a little bit of rundown of how we work it, we would set a date for a public hearing, which would occur on May 10th. And we would take in comments from the public. And at that time, we would probably debate amongst ourselves. And you would get an idea of which way we were leaning in regard to approval or not approval of the variance. So that's kind of what we're looking at forward. So if my team doesn't have any other questions, it's really up to you, whatever else you want to share with us. And then at that point, if nothing further, I would simply ask for a motion to set a public hearing.
Well, the only thing I'd like to add is this has been an open and collaborative process with the 3 boards so far. Now you're the 4th board. We've also, have full disclosure with the finances because it is an affordable housing project for the community, and just really laid everything out in the open. Worked with a group called UACT, which is a local housing advocacy group, and they've helped give us input to the design of the structure as well as the layout of all the units in the community space. And I think it's going to be a really great project for the community.
No, it is. We are in, again, listen, it's my own personal opinion, but yeah, we do need affordable housing for 55-year-old people. There's no question about that.
Go to gallery. Back up.
I can hear you, Tom. You're whispering.
Go to gallery.
Yes.
You got to be on mute or we'll get to you as soon as we're going to be actually finishing up, I think, pretty quickly with Manheim Muse.
So just a couple of comments for the process. So in addition to the public hearing, this does require to be referred to the Ulster County Planning Board. So if you could do a motion to refer this to the Ulster County Planning Board and ask Autumn to pass this along.
Okay.
I believe it has been referred already.
So
The
the
application
planning,
has been-
it's twofold. So both boards have to separately refer
I understand.
the
Oh,
project.
So can I get a motion in to have this sent to the Ulster County Planning Board for review?
Yep, I'll make a motion.
Second,
I'll second it.
Cody seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, so that
And
motion
just
has
one
been,
more procedural comment is with regards to seeker. So normally you do your environmental review. You're usually the lead agency in this project because it's a type 1 action. the village planning board is lead agency, you consent it to them being the lead agency. So down the line, they'll have to conclude the seeker process before this board can ultimately make a decision. So you could still have your public hearing, but just know that, and I'll be following that and let you know when the planning board finishes that process, but just to let you know that that's slightly different than what you're normally used to. It's just something else that has to happen before you can actually render a decision.
To let the applicants know, if you want to stay close to the planning board on this seeker approval, you're looking at about 60 days where we would have like I said, a public hearing next month. And then the following month, we usually would probably at that point, unless something else pops up, have some type of resolution that I would, from our attorney, with an approval or a non-approval. So at that point, so you're looking at about a 60-day window if things proceed smoothly from a variance from the zoning board. So, but we can't do that if the seeker is not prepared and cleared. So you may want to just stay on that if it gets a little long in the tooth and it doesn't look like it's going to be done in 60 days, because then it would be a delay on our end on whether or not we could even vote to have you move forward.
Yeah, thank you. We understand that, and we are at the place to do the part 2. I think they're going to start to address that in the next meeting.
Okay. Are there any other questions?
I just wanted to double check. I may have overlooked them. We've had a few emails come in the last little bit. Did we get prints or plans for this building at all, or?
I went down and got the hard copies.
Okay.
Sometimes, I don't know, Autumn, do you give hard copies for everybody?
I did not request hard copies for everybody since this meeting was being held remotely, but the plan file should have been copied to the meeting folder. And I will make sure you have them for review if they are not there presently accessible to you.
Okay,
Okay,
if we're
yeah,
in person,
I'll
I'll bring these, Cody, if we're in person next month, which we should be, if you want to attend, I'll bring these plans. I went and took a look at them today. Sean, it's probably killing you. They're really detailed and they're beautiful and you can't see them. So.
Wait, are there actual measurements on them?
Yeah, these are great. These are architectural plans, architectural drawings.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
That's so awesome. I love plans that have measurements.
Like I even got other plans too, so it's good stuff. All right, so if there's no further questions, then I'm gonna.
Is it possible for us to say something now
Is this in regards to what, Tom?
in regard to Mannheim Muse?
No.
No?
No, we're gonna have a public hearing. Unless you are tied to this project with the applicant, I'm not gonna field any public comments until I set a public hearing, and you'll be able to do that next month and
Then
come
I
up
would
and
like to
speak.
make a comment about the system. We could not say anything at the beginning, nor is the chat box available to us. So we could not go into the chat box to say anything about saying anything. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Thank you, Tom. All right, well, hopefully next meeting, we'll be able to have that in person, and obviously the challenges of having a video Zoom call will be a thing of the past eventually at some point. And even not, hopefully, if you decide not to attend and we have a dual system where you can have a Zoom and be there in person, we won't have these problems. This is, technology is what it is. So with that said, can I get a motion then to set a public hearing for, I'm going to get the official, hold on just for a second. I want to read
It'll
this
be
off.
May 10th at 7 p.m.
No, that's not what I was looking for. I just wanted to make it, I didn't want to, I hate when I drop the agenda and I don't keep it with, I wanted to read it off as, okay. I wanted to read it off actually as ZB. Who's got, I got it. Sorry about that, guys. Can I get a motion then to set a public hearing for May 10th for ZB 22-03, 52-54 South Mannheim?
I'll motion.
Thank you, Cody. Can I get a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so we have a public hearing scheduled for May 10th for ZB 22-03, 52-54 South Mannheim. If you guys are still on, please make sure that your notifications are done properly and with enough time, because if that's not done properly, we cannot execute and begin that public hearing. So please make sure all your notifications are done properly. And if you have any questions, Autumn, our village clerk, will be able to help you out with that. All right. So with that said, I think we're really just on to administrative business. Am I correct? we've just got a couple of small things.
Thank you.
I thank you, guys. We'll see you next month. Okay, it seems, I can't quite read this, but it seems like we have a motion for approval of payment to this law firm. Burke, Meow, I can't, is that your firm, Ashley? I believe it is.
It is.
Oh, well,
We
gotta-
should
all right, guys.
deny that. We should deny that 100%.
Yeah, it's $70, so I gotta tell you something. I'm gonna have to play that
I guess
guitar. on
Autumn,
the
I'm
phone.
No,
not sure
no.
what that was for, though. That's for an
I heard it was for
ongoing
golfing.
application. Isn't
That
that
was
paid
for-
from escrow?
That was simply for the review of the application for 123 Main Street, and
Okay.
I'm new to this process, so.
Okay, certainly, and I'm sorry, I didn't realize that was up, that
Just
was on
make
there,
sure
but
that-
those are just paid, so from the escrow account, it doesn't,
Understood. I'll
Usually
confirm
take
with
action.
Tony to sign
I'd say
for it.
just a quick question, just so we have the paperwork locked up here. Autumn, you do have an official bill from our attorney, right? It's on file, everything's
I do.
good. Okay, so then we're on almost
Motion
there,
approved.
Sean, Main Street. Okay, Burke, Mealy, okay, approved. Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Just make sure this $70 doesn't go into Ashley Torrey's direct personal account. That's all I want to just make sure of, okay? So we're okay with that. I know you know, $70
Thank
can go a long way. You get a nice meal at the bistro for that. All right, with that said, we have also, can I get I was not here on March 8th, but let's put the minutes in the record. And I know it's always optional, but can I get a motion to approve? Everybody's had a chance to review them, the March 8th minutes. Okay, can I get approval then to put them in the record, a motion?
I'll make a motion.
All right, can I get a second? Cody, you seconded?
Yeah, second.
All in
Sorry.
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
That's 3 ayes and an abstention by me. Autumn, since I wasn't here. With
Got
that
it.
said, I think that's about it. We're getting very
I think
efficient.
there were minutes from February as well.
No,
Yeah,
I don't
we
have
can
them
look
on
at
here,
February.
but okay. With that said, hold on, let me get, what's the date of that February?
I had to abstain at the last meeting, Tony, because I wasn't at the February meeting, and then we didn't have enough people to approve the minutes.
So it
Okay.
would be.
Oh, all right.
Sean, yeah.
Okay, so I just want to just get the date of that meeting. So February was it?
February the
So
8th.
February 8th, okay. So can I get a motion then to approve the minutes from February 8th of the zoning board of appeals? Village,
Motion.
seconded,
Seconded.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and that's an abstention by Noah, so that's in the record. All right, guys, so we're getting pretty efficient at rocking and rolling. Who's planning on, I don't know how this is gonna work for the May 10th meeting, if it'll be a hybrid or not, but who's planning on attending? Can we count on everybody if they're gonna come? I'm
Yeah,
gonna-
I'll be there.
All right, is there any question? So it's at the Elting Memorial Library, 93 Main Street. Everybody know where that is?
Yeah.
Okay, you
Yeah, I'm
should.
vaguely familiar with the library.
Sean, you'll walk right over from P&G, so it shouldn't be a
Yeah, I'll
problem. You
just
just stumble
wander
across
over. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'm
Hey,
still
Tom,
going down the hill.
Yeah.
Listen,
no,
I
just-
have I'm like 100 yards from that place.
Yeah. Don't
Cody,
drift
we
down
can
to a
walk
Kyle.
together.
Yeah, no,
Um,
maybe I'll walk to it.
Listen, I got that email about like whether we're going to go hybrid or not, but I would love that if the board members had the option to Zoom in, because like right now I'm on vacation here. Just full disclosure, I'm on here.
I was gonna ask where you were. I thought it
I
looked
was
actually
just
sunny
Yeah.
there.
Dying to
This is
show
where
that.
I am.
Not a bad view.
I'm just going to
Dying
flex
to
a little
show
bit and show you a sunrise. Yeah, this is where
Oh,
I'm at.
wow.
So this was great. I mean,
Wait, actually, Sean, where are you actually?
I'm in Florida.
Oh, it's not a sunrise, then it'll be a sunset. I was like, what?
Did I say sunrise?
I'm in,
Dude,
I'm
that
in-
would be
I'm in
really
Argentina.
cool.
I thought it was in South
No,
Africa. The sun's
Argentina
coming
wouldn't
up.
work. I'd have to be on the other side of the world. I'd have to be in China.
Yeah,
or
show
something like
show
that.
I feel like, wow, you're super committed to the zoning board if you're
Dude,
getting
I'm super committed here.
I'll tell you what, that was a
Anyway.
that's a good question by Sean.
Because
now.
I'm
So-
just saying, like, because especially with our board of 4, since we're all here, if two of us, if I'm in Florida and Noah has a cold, the meeting's done. Like we should probably have the option to to zoom in. I mean, I would much rather look at those big, wonderful plans that they served, and yell at them for their lack of measurement skills. But this is like a good thing. I mean, I'm not into this meeting. Like, I'd rather be there, obviously. Okay. But this is not a bad option for me right now.
Well,
Agreed.
That's good.
So if I
That's a good
could
question.
just comment on
Can I-
that. So the
Yeah,
way
I
the
was gonna
law
say.
is currently, you are able to do this through, I believe it's June 8th, where there's a 60-day time period where you could do
Yeah.
it, status quo as you're doing now. But what happens then after that June 8th date is there would need to be a local law in place by the
Yeah.
village board. So before then, there'd have to be a law drafted, public hearing, and all of that happened. And then even then, the local law is going, what it will allow will be different. It's not clear that it would allow something like vacations. It's written to
Yeah.
really contemplate that there's some extraordinary circumstances. It's someone's ill or they have caretaking responsibility. So it's not
I
clear
think-
that, this would really
Yeah,
be an option past
I mean,
June.
this might be something that the village board, I mean, Stana's here.
Yeah, I was
So-
gonna chime in.
Any updates,
Excuse
by
me,
the
I'm
way,
sick.
Donna? I should have asked you.
So what I was going to say is, I believe at one of our recent meetings when we were discussing it, there is, and I don't know if it's for all local meetings, but I know there is, we're allowed to have the hybrid and we're allowed to be there via Zoom or whatever. But we have to notice where we're going to be and it's got to be publicly accessible, I believe is what was explained to us. So, I mean, I'm happy to get more specifics on how it, whether or not we're going to need to do a local law for you guys or not. But I know that the village board does very much want to continue to have the hybrid, just to have it as accessible as possible for as many people as possible.
Yeah.
And I know that when I used to serve on the town planning board, that we had a member who lived in Florida in the winters and used to, video chat in when that was happening. So I believe that it may not be necessary for us to do a local law, but I can double check that.
So yeah,
Yeah.
this actually, and that's how it's been forever, the open meetings law. Well, for as long as video conferencing has been around, it's allowed video conferencing in so long as you gave notice. So that way, theoretically, the public can attend wherever the board member is in attendance. But this just, I believe it was Friday, as part of the budget process, the legislator adopted this bill that changed that process completely and now is requiring the local law. So that's where this, which it definitely, if it's not broke, don't fix it. But it's been
Well, I
changed.
appreciate you clarifying that. I was not aware of that yet.
Okay, well, that's a good option to have.
Also,
Anything
to
else?
note,
Go
just
ahead,
to
Autumn, I'm
note
sorry.
briefly that, yes, that the meeting at the library is intended to be a hybrid meeting, that we would love to have public attendance and that the tech may not be perfect, but the space is going to allow for us to do both things.
All righty. Make sure you have you don't have any overdue books either, because they'll detain you. We won't be able to get out of there.
Oh, no, it's different, man. They're totally different now. The library is so chill. I had a book that was a year old. They're like, can you please bring it back?
I donated like 500 books there a couple of years ago. I thought they were going to have a heart attack. All right, can I get a motion then? It's the truth. Can I get a motion then to close the April 12th Village Zoning Board of Appeals meeting?
Motion to close.
All in favor? Aye. All right, our meeting is officially closed. We'll see everybody in person next month. And I'll bring these plans and we'll go from there.
Sounds good.
Thanks, guys.
Good night, everyone.
All
Enjoy
right,
the
have a
rest of
good
your
night.
trip, Sean.
All right, have a
Oh,
enjoy
no
your
worries,
trip.
man.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Right.
Bye.